Donald Trump's lawsuit against the New York Times for defamation was struck by a federal judge. My name is Paige Sparks. I'm a lawyer and I read the entire 85-page complaint, so you don't have to. On September 15th, Trump filed this defamation complaint against the New York Times and a few other defendants. Most of the claims focus around published articles by the New York Times. The claims also focus mainly on a book called The Lucky Loser: How Donald Trump Squandered His Father's Fortune and Cheated the Illusion of Success, which was published by Penguin Random House. That's why they're in the lawsuit. In a nutshell, the judge struck the complaint because it was too long and it had too many statements that weren't facts or things that you plead properly in a lawsuit. It had a lot of conclusory statements. It had mostly just praise for Trump. It was written kind of like how he talks. I counted as I read through it, and out of the 156 paragraphs, 89 were impermissible, either just praise or random stories. A lot of the lawsuit was about the Apprentice TV show he was on. There's even a page, every TV appearance he's ever had, how he's a great successful businessman. He calls himself a star and a zeitgeist. According to my calculations, and I was actually pretty generous with this number when I was categorizing them, out of the 156 paragraphs, only 67 were properly pled paragraphs that you include in a complaint for defamation. It's not really written like a traditional lawsuit, which isn't always a problem, but Rule 8 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure requires that when you write a complaint, it has to include a short, plain statement of the facts. It has to be concise. And the judge took issue with there are only 2 counts of defamation. The first claim of defamation doesn't come up until page 80 out of 85 pages. Even though the judge struck the complaint, he is giving them 28 days to file an amended complaint to cure these problems, take out all of that flowery praise language, all of those improper paragraphs, and make it a real legitimate lawsuit if they want. Rule 8 specifically requires any paragraph of a pleading to be simple, concise, and direct. This complaint was none of those things. The judge says even under the most lenient and generous reading of Rule 8 possible, it was still impermissible and improper. For context, as a lawyer, my most complicated lawsuits with multiple defendants are usually around 20 pages with like 5 to 6 counts. I don't care what political party you are, this is something that every American should be concerned about because this is a direct threat to the freedom of the press. It doesn't get much more simple than this. The First Amendment and the tradition of free press in our country are vital to how our government functions. We have to be able to criticize all branches of government, but especially the executive branch. Legal threats of litigation for criticizing the president or the weaponization of defamation laws to go after the press should be concerning and alarming to everyone. I will follow this to see if they amend the complaint or if they just drop it, and comment to let me know what you think.